Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on the budget and the Attorney-General's portfolio. I will confine my remarks to the incipient National Anti-Corruption Commission. Prior to the election a year ago, I campaigned for about 10 months. Labor's pledge to create a federal anti-corruption commission was front and centre in my own campaign, as it was throughout the country. It resonated with the community who had had enough of the rorts under the Morrison government, which failed to bring this legislation to the parliament. After the election, we learned of the multiple secret ministries held by the former Prime Minister, a further example of the lack of accountability which is now expected, and always was in fact, of public officials. Labor was elected and hit the ground running on this policy. I was honoured to have been asked to be a member of the Joint Select Committee, which examined the legislation of the NAC. Over a number of weeks and with a collegial atmosphere across the parties, we covered aspects such as the powers of the Commission, mental health provisions for witnesses and subjects, protections for journalists, the role of the Inspector of the Commission and the relationship of the NAC to other legislation. It was a useful and efficient process which saw a number of recommendations agreed to by the government. Submissions were made to the committee inquiry by a large number of individuals and organisations, including academics, human rights advocates, media, think tanks, whistleblower groups, legal practitioners and law societies, unions, psychologists and others. Their evidence was illuminating and essential, and one common theme throughout was they all agreed for the need for a NAC. The legislation initiated by the Attorney-General and passed by the Parliament provides for an independent, powerful and measured National Anti-Corruption Commission, which will now commence operation in just a fortnight from now. The May budget provides $3 million over 4 years from 2023 to 24 and $0.8 million per year ongoing for the Inspector of the NAC, an increase on the amount provisioned last October due to the expanded role of the NAC and negotiated with the Parliament during the passage of the legislation. The October budget provided $262.6 million over 4 years for the NAC, together with $27.5 million for the transition. There was also $7.6 million over 4 years for financial assistance for witnesses and those seeking review. I'm pointing out these significant numbers because it demonstrates just how serious this government is about ensuring that the NAC and its ancillary supporting bodies are supported and resourced appropriately to do the job that's expected by all Australians. So why do we need the NAC? A few examples of investigations by the Western Australian CCC serves to clearly indicate why. In 2018, a CCC report revealed corruption within the North Metropolitan Health Service with serious warnings for public sector agencies and private sector contractors. In 2021, a review of an investigation by the Water Corporation into serious misconduct allegation in their procurement. In 2022, a report on corrupt procurement practices and conduct in the Department of Communities. So Western Australia is no more or less susceptible to these issues than any other state. It is unreasonable to expect that these aren't exactly the same issues occurring at the Commonwealth level. To uncover systemic corruption is unsettling. But when we confront the truth and take action to mitigate the risks of the events recurring, we gain a greater comfort and trust in the system of our government. Because in a democracy, trust in government is central as it underpins the success of every relationship, domestic and international, every contract we sign and every service we deliver. Deputy Speaker, we look forward to the commencement of the NAC, and I know I speak for all my colleagues and for my constituents when I commend and congratulate the Attorney-General for his care and enthusiasm for what will be a new era of accountability in the Commonwealth Government's practice. The public expect a high degree of probity from elected officials and all who deal with them, and this is exactly what this government has provided for with this legislation and these budgets. My question to you, Attorney-General, is when exactly will the NAC commence operations? Will it actually be able to hit the ground running in July? How is the Attorney-General's department engaging with Commonwealth agencies prior to the NAC commencing its operations? And how will the NAC deliver on Labor's important election commitments to improve transparency and accountability in the federal government? Thank you.